What's up, YouTube? Good day, everyone. My name is Dando, and I am basically an artist, illustrator, content creator, and an animator. So basically, the purpose of this video is, well, to introduce myself and give you all updates on the short film I've been working on. So I haven't really been expressive in this channel because I've had a few setbacks. This right here, I feel like you could tell instantly that I'm related to this person, and this person is my mom, basically. So I've been working on it for like I think it's been a week. I think it's been a week now. And yeah, so my mom, like, she basically rushed me to actually like do her, like, I basically wanted it to be like a surprise. Like, I wanted to be so dramatic with it. Like, I wanted to make a portrait of my mom in like a canvas, like a large scale canvas with like acrylic paints. In fact, I wanted it as a mixed media, basically, and I wanted it to look so like my all. But then she kept like telling me about how time is not on our side and all of that. So right now, I just wanna get it done and also get my short film done, because believe it or not, I've been working on it since we're in May right now, end of May going to June. So I've been working on it since late March. Yeah, that's when I decided to like make it a thing. I really wanted my first short film because I made a few videos back in primary, and like not a lot of people know about like my old account, or like the old animations I used to do, because I didn't create anything at that time. So that's yeah, like I didn't give it a name. It was just like random experimental cartoons. In fact, I still do that till this day. Right now, like I said, I'm working on this beauty right here, and I'm also gonna be showing y'all the process on how I did it. But then there is a part that y'all are gonna notice, because like I basically stopped around here because I ran out of space, so I couldn't complete it. I couldn't complete the entire process. So my first time doing portraits was around grade 10. I had this math teacher. She noticed my passion for art. I would literally draw in her class most of the time and show her a few like drawings I've done. And at some point she asked me to draw her. I wasn't really confident in my skill yet to reference people, because I was stuck in the art style of surrealism art. Surrealism art is basically art that is fiction, bizarre, and it can never whatsoever relate to the reality of things we see in general. That is the art I make, like, most of the time. Probably because I watch a lot of anime and series. So I eventually ended up giving the portrait a try, and I successfully pulled it off, which led me to have more requests, and I started to sell them around school. They were all pencil work, by the way. So I soon became more experienced as time went by. I began to understand how to draw specific features of a face, and my journey for painting on its own began a year later in 11th grade. I did visual arts as a subject, so we had our pads basically, and this was the pad for the year. It was around the 4th term, so I decided to experiment with my art and go out of my comfort zone to try a new medium, which was the watercolor paint I'm using now. I also plan to use pastel, acrylic paints, Koki markers, and color pencils for future videos similar to these. By the way, the use of reference for this art was like only the face. The rest of it all, such as the body, the gate, and the whole background, was improvised. This is probably why it took more time than it should, because I was indecisive on how I was gonna construct the entire composition. I never planned to just leave it as it is, like with the white background. I wanted to make something I would be proud of. I had to go for a run with it at some point. I was flexing this art although I hadn't completed. This, you can say this is a definition of enjoy the process. I could already see that now, man, like we look alike. I really enjoy making art. At some point though, it was getting to me and I started to realize I'm busy painting my mom outside, but it's making me stay inside. Bro, like I can't even go outside like without thinking of this, like, because I'm not even done. Like, I was starting to get a little impatient because it was just taking too long, like sitting still and just looking at it and like not moving, like just sitting still and not moving. Like, you know what that really takes? Simple things like waking up and telling yourself, hey, I'm gonna make a YouTube video today, and now you have to make the video, and then you have to edit the video, and then you have to like, bro, there's a lot of things to actually look out for, like copyright. I knew like that it was gonna take time, but like when you actually make videos, it's actually harder than I thought, and giving it time is also hard, because this is just my first video and I'm seeing what it really takes. Another funny realization was also with animation, the short films, like that takes a lot of time. Like that takes a lot of time, especially if you're doing it alone. Like I told myself, you know what, I'm gonna log in and work on it like full time and stuff, and you just find that your life, there's a lot of things that goes on in life, and there are things that you can't control. So even waking up, that's a funny thing. So yeah, because you gotta like make a script, storyboarding, animatics, like effects, and especially if you want to make a quality one. I never would have thought it was gonna be that serious, that hard, but I'm still gonna push it though. Yeah, I really want one, like for my first, I gotta see it. And for the record, I'm a mobile animator, by the way. I've been animating on a device ever since I started. Right now I'm just using a tablet. I use an app called Rough Animator. I'm sure y'all noticed that I use Rough Animator for those who also animate. That's how I make my animations. I'm also planning to show behind the scenes of how I make them, and feel free to stick around. I'm gonna make another video specifically for that too. I'm very close to finishing this painting finally. My neighbor ended up seeing me and he wanted to join. He noticed me working on it like throughout the days, and he basically was motivated to paint along. And one thing I realized, the art that children make, it's very interesting to me, because I noticed how he was using the brush
he actually taught me a few things without him realizing it. But then there were a few things I needed to help him with, because I noticed he was starting to be stuck at one color, and I told him he should experiment and to be creative. He also gave me the opportunity to test whether or not I'm able to teach somebody how to paint. Kids are very bright-minded and very creative. They don't think too much, they just do. And while looking at what he made an abstract artwork, and I like his use of color, and he was also using different textures. If you noticed how he used the brush, he was using the same brush. Well, the way I looked at it, he was experimenting different effects for that paintbrush that he could do, which was pretty cool. If you're a fan of art, or considering even making art, or you're an artist, I'd like to share a few things that I've learned. Always take your time, have fun with the process, make something that you would be proud of. I intentionally take time with my artworks because not only will it be very beautiful to see, but it also keeps you productive, busy. There's something to look forward to, and what I do is see your effort in something every day, and you'd be pretty happy with yourself. And if you've made it this far, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. And if you just skipped all the way here, I could tell that you're from TikTok with your short attention span.